Hey guys, welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. Today we are checking out some family law issues, and somebody has not been paying attention to the rules of the court. Let's go ahead and see.
Cassandra Burkett and Shane Llewellyn. No, Mr. Lawrence is on.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Your Honor.
Let me start with Mr. Llewellyn. And I'm not sure I see you here, but there you are. Great. So last time I allowed supervised visits with Miss Woodage, and how have those visits been going?
The visits have been going very well, but they're very sporadic. Marie has a schedule of her own, and she does bartending on the weekends and has classes that she takes. I was allotted 40 hours, and I'm getting around 20, I would guess. Wednesdays, I've missed a few, and I've missed a couple of Saturdays, as well as only had half Saturdays, the 4 out of the 8 hours that I was supposed to get. And I talked with Keith. I had sent him an email, but I never heard anything back. My grandpa is unwilling to do 40 hours, and Marie is unable to do 40 hours. So my request would be that I'm able to get unsupervised visitation, where I have jumped through all the hoops that I'm supposed to have, and I think that I've done well beyond anything necessary that would be done for me to be able to see Abel unsupervised.
All right, thank you. Ms. Burkett, how do you think things are going?
I think they are going well. Abel definitely looks forward to seeing his father. Abel has told me a few different times that he does miss being able to do like our trips on the weekend. Before this, we did have kind of a busy weekend schedule, including like visiting family out of town, beach trips. He loves to go camping, that kind of thing. And so I was trying to figure out a solution to all of it. And I was considering, and I wanted to run this by Shane as well, perhaps doing like a Saturday, Sunday visit and alternating weekends so that Abel and I could still do our camping trips that I had been promising him all year. And he could still, we could alternate Wednesdays as well. So he could still see him every week. It just would alternate the Wednesday and the Saturday, Sunday, if that makes sense. But other than that, I think they're going well. Abel definitely enjoys seeing his father, and I haven't heard anything bad about it. There is one concern that I have. It's not necessarily about the visits, but since Marie has had my phone number, I've been receiving text messages from Shane, which there is a protection order in place. In the first couple messages, I was like, I'll just let it slide. Hopefully he'll get the hint. And then the last message was like a picture message of a handwritten like love letter from him, just saying how he wants to be back together and it's what's best for Abel, and that he wants to have another baby with me. And it did kind of concern me. So I just wanted to bring that up as well. I know Marie's probably where he got that phone number from, but.
Sure. Llewellyn, do you want to address that?
The note that was written was from like 4 years ago, and she had read that one time before. It was recently after we had divorced.
Did you send it recently?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And do you understand that it violates a protection order?
I do, Your Honor.
If that continues, that's going to seriously impact your ability to see your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court needs to know that you can follow the rules that have been set out between you and Ms. Llewellyn. Okay.
Mr. Burkett.
All right, let me talk to Mr. Lawrence, and then I've got a couple more questions, but Mr. Lawrence?
Your Honor, I have had conversations with Mr. Llewellyn in the recent past. He has been asking about changing the visit supervisor from Miss Woodage to his grandfather. And I'd indicated to him that I have no authority to do that. That is something he's going to have to bring before the court and address it here, that I don't have that ability. The other issue I wanted to bring up, Your Honor, is I spoke to Ms. Burkett's mother, Sandy Burkett, and originally Tess was going to move to Hillsborough, and she apparently has not done that, and is now has no intention of moving to Hillsborough. She's still residing in her parents' home. So should she go to jail, Ms. Burkett's parents are willing to provide the majority of the care for Abel. And so therefore, the urgency that we were facing seems to be relieved at this point.
So, Ms. Burkett, you indicated you'd like visits to go from Saturday to Sunday, or Saturday and then on Sunday also?
I would prefer Saturday and then on Sunday also, but
Okay, not overnight then, is that right?
yeah.
What's your position on unsupervised visits at this time?
It still is a concern for me, of course, just with the past, it's hard for me to get over. My concern is I'm not I'm sure maybe Keith has this information. I don't have it, but I haven't gotten an update on if he is taking his medications, or if he's not smoking marijuana currently. I haven't heard an update on that recently either. And I hope that the medication is still working well for him. But
And last question is, he wants to use his grandfather as a supervisor. Is that right? Your grandfather or your father?
I am unable to use my grandfather. He's not willing to do 40 hours, and Marie is unable to do 40 hours. That's why I'm asking for unsupervised.
Why are you saying 40 hours? These visits are Saturday 10 to 6 and then on Wednesdays.
Yes, every Saturday is 10 to 6, and every Wednesday is 5:30 to 7:30. It's
So
40 hours.
40 hours a month is what you're talking about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
Ms. Woodage isn't available all of those times?
a lot of those times she's not. And even the times that I think she might be, she halfway through the week, she says, "Oh, I got a bartending gig," because she works weddings and stuff over the weekend. So they're just hit and miss all over the place. She never really knows. I was supposed to have a visit with him today, and I'm unable to have that visit as well.
can I say something quickly?
Yes, please.
Marie had asked me a couple different times if it would be okay if Shane's mother supervised at least partial of the visit when Marie couldn't. And I am okay with Michelle supervising. I trust her fully, if that's an option.
Mr. Llewellyn, any response to that?
So my mom really doesn't want to hold the visits at her home anymore. And not only that, but my stepfather will be back from his flying job that he's been at for like 6 months now. And he, from like a year and a half, 2 years ago, he has got a restraining order on me, so I can't even do the visits at my house. And I would also like to add that I'm currently still taking my urinalysis. I just recently took one. I can get that information over, but since I've been doing so well, my med prescriber said that we're going to do them every 3 months. But if you guys would like to go back to every month or even sooner, I'm more than happy to do so.
All right.
Your Honor, may I add something else?
Go ahead.
So I would think it'd be beneficial if I could get from like Friday night to Sunday night with Abel. That way I would have still quite a bit of time with him. And then he would have, that'd be every other weekend. That way he would have a free weekend with his mom as well. And Abel has talked to me as well about, oh, can we go? He had just recently went to Great Wolf Lodge, and he asked me, he's like, can we go to Great Wolf Lodge? And I told him, I was like, well, buddy, it depends on what happens, but we might be able to do that. And I think if I could get every Wednesday and then every other weekend from sometime after like 5 o'clock on Friday to a specified time on Sunday, that I think that would work out well. And me being able to take him places, like we could go on a beach trip over the weekend as well. And I could take him to go get food or go to Walmart or go to the beach or Merwin, just really anything. It'd be opened up my options a lot more, our options.
All right. So I want you to get to that place. I think that's exactly the kind of relationship I want you to have with your son. What I'm looking at today is you've violated a protection order, and that raises a concern for me. And it raises a concern where I'm not sure I'm ready to take that step. So I don't know. Well, I am going to make a change to allow every other weekend with Ms. Burkett. So the change will be the visitation will be Saturday 10 to 6, and the same weekend will be Sunday 10 to 6. And that will be every other weekend. And then I guess on the off weeks is what you're suggesting. So the Wednesdays will also go to alternating Wednesdays going forward. Well, you would see, let's start with you seeing Abel this weekend.
And are these unsupervised visits, Your Honor?
No, they're going to stay supervised.
Yes.
Again, the concern is violating the protection order. They're really, all I'm changing is the times.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
You may.
I do fully understand that I violated that, but we have been separated for close to 5 years now, and I had never sent anything. And honestly, after that picture message, I had no intention of sending another. And I know that's just hearsay, but that is a hand on a Bible truth.
I understand. There was a violation. Okay. So you'll see Abel this Saturday, the 10th, and Sunday, the 11th, if you're able to coordinate that. It needs to be supervised. And then Ms. Burkett, just so I understand, would the Wednesday be the 14th or be the 21st if we go every other?
21st.
All right. So then it would be Wednesday, the 21st, and then he would have also the next weekend, the 24th and the 25th.
Yes.
So I just want to set that up so we know what the every other days are going to be.
Okay.
Your Honor.
And they're going to stay supervised. I'm going to set a review hearing. I'd like to see how that goes for a while. And then I would like to consider unsupervised visits, but I can't do that today. Go ahead, Mr. Llewellyn.
Would it still be fine for me to get the 5:30 to 7:30 every Wednesday? Because that's in the middle of the week.
I'm leaving that time frame as long as that works with everybody. Nobody's mentioned anything about it, so
Well, I thought you
that is
said
working.
every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Could we do
Starting
Your Honor?
the 21st now of
Could
June.
we do every Wednesday and then every other weekend, Saturday 10 to 6, and then Sunday 10 to 6?
Yes,
So every Wednesday, Your Honor?
not every Wednesday, every other Wednesday.
Okay.
Now, okay. And then
And what are the times for Wednesday?
5:30 to 7:30.
My other concern is I still am unable to get my visitation with Marie all the time, so that's still going to cause a hiccup in everything, and that's why I think it would be nice to be able to have unsupervised visits, but I fully understand your standpoint.
Thank you. And again, I want to get there. That is where everybody should be at some point in the future, and I do want to get there. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you've had some recent um, drug tests, or I think you mentioned that you may have been having that. If you want to file those results with the clerk's office so that Mr. Lawrence and I can see those, and also Ms. Burkett, then that would be helpful. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. I just took one like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, so I can get that over.
Why don't you file that? Okay.
Yes.
That will confirm both that you're on your medication and that there's nothing illicit going on. So, okay.
Would you like me to switch back to monthly? I'm happy to do so, but the med prescriber thought that we could do every 3 months because everything's going extremely well.
I will let your prescriber make that decision. I'm not going to make any healthcare decisions for you. Okay. But it may make sense for you to file any testing results with the court for a bit. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lawrence, anything further from you?
No, Your Honor. Just when do you plan to have the review hearing?
Yeah, let's go a month out. And that would be July 12th again.
Your Honor, I'm still curious about how I'm going to get the full 10 to 6 and 10 to 6 every other weekend if Marie is always having bartending gigs come up.
That may be a hindrance, and it's going to be subject to Ms. Woodidge's schedule. And so I'm sorry about that. But we did discuss a couple other alternative supervisors, but none of them seem to work out. So we're going to have to leave it with Ms. Woodidge right now.
If my mom is willing to do partial visits, not the full visits, but just the times that Marie is unavailable, would that be able to be an option?
If that works for you, apparently that works for Ms. Burkett. So I am okay with that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Any Ms. Burkett, any other questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back here on July 12th. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I don't know if he really thought that through. Violating the protection order is just a really bad idea. I'm surprised the judge even, well, not a good idea. Let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you are having a great day. Like that video. Do all the YouTubey things. I will talk to you soon. Bye.